From the name nobody in America knew,
A big star in this business because you are unique and you're different. You are.
Thank you.
You will.
Thank you. Just gotta keep trucking.
When it all comes together, it'll happen.
I can't wait.
All righty, well.
to the face nobody could ever forget. One appearance changed everything, but what happened next kept her coming back for 20 years. This is the story of Johnny Carson and Bette Midler and the nights that made television history. November 1972. It was one of Bette Midler's first times on national television. Nobody outside of New York had ever heard about her, but Johnny Carson saw something in her from the very first second.
I have a feeling Bette Midler is going to fit right into the aura of this show tonight. She's a very gifted young lady. I think she made one of her first appearances ever on television was on this show. And this is her, is this your first album, dear?
Yes,
The first album.
Sitting across from Johnny, she was completely at home.
And Joe Garagiola will join us, and Los Indios Tabajaras. I've not seen you since you worked with me in Las Vegas, right?
That's right.
But things are going well.
Oh yeah, I really picked up right after Las Vegas.
That's good.
It did. It got much better. We did some concerts and.
The talent was obvious. What surprised Johnny was everything else.
And I was going to take a vacation, and I had a little money saved up in my purse, and I got robbed. So on my way. That's just the way it always happens to me. Like I save up for something big, and then I get the pie in the face,
Oh, you didn't have it in the bank or anything? You just had it on?
No, well, I was going on vacation the next day,
Then Johnny said something she would carry with her for the rest of her life.
A big star in this business because you are unique and you're different. You are.
Thank you.
You will.
Thank you. Just gotta keep trucking.
When it all comes together, it'll happen.
I can't wait.
All righty, well.
This is the kind of television you miss? Subscribe. There's another story like this every week. Johnny saw it first, and he would tell the entire world all about it. 8 years later, the entire world knew her name. What happened when she walked back through that curtain, she never saw coming.
Hey, thanks for coming tonight.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Really, I mean that.
My pleasure. Well, I haven't seen you in eight years. My goodness, 8 years.
Been 8 years since you've been in this chair.
8 years. Well, it wasn't exactly this chair, was it?
No, we have a new chair.
Oh, I'm glad. New set, too, I heard.
New set, we have to change the furniture. It was getting very shabby.
Yeah, I heard that, too.
Very.
Johnny had seen her perform in front of thousands. What he remembered most was a moment off stage.
About, two months ago?
Yep.
At a party. We talked, we were just...
You were great.
God,
you were so feisty. You were so talkative. Usually you're so sort of somber and sort of sedate. And
we were both... We were
both looped.
Even at the height of her fame, she still had doubts.
I've gotten so sort of, I'm really not the tacky broad that I once was, and it's sort of embarrassing, because, people remember you for your roots and that sort of thing, and
Johnny asked one question, and it brought everything back to where it started.
Baz, and you came on the Tonight Show. Now all the success that you've had, did you ever visualize it? It sounds like a corny question, but a lot of entertainers, when they're starting, visualize, say, here's what I want to do, here's where I hope to end up. Did you ever think it would be this big for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
She was one of the few stars who had no problem telling the truth.
Be there, of course. They were just having a celebration. Oh, they're so divine. I really do like them. I had my eye on Prince Charles for many, many years.
Did you get to meet the Prince? No, not even the Prince.
No. No, not even a prince. Really, too bad. I thought for a long time he was going to marry Princess Caroline,
The world changed around her. What she brought back to Johnny's stage was still herself. 5 years later, same stage, a different side of Bette Midler that Johnny never forgot.
Skylark, have you anything to say to me? Can you tell me where...
The audience was with her right away. Johnny put it into words.
What do you mean your nerves?
My nerves.
What do you mean your nerves?
My nerves, you know. I haven't sung in a while, you know.
You can sing like that. You have to.
I know.
You can always tell a really fine singer when they can do something like that with just piano.
That was 1985. What Johnny saw in her was still unfolding. By 1988, the girl from the Continental Baths had become someone extraordinary. A star, a wife, a mother. And walking back through Johnny's curtain felt exactly like it always had.
It was good to see you again.
Thank you. It's very nice to see you again.
I don't know how many years we go back, but...
Well, you know, I think it's something like 1970.
I think so.
It's a long time. I remember actually the first thing I ever did on your show. Of course, how could I forget that? It was so...
But she was never one to pretend.
You were described then as an outrageous chanteuse, and now you're being described as sublimely happy and in complete control of your life and career. True?
Well, some of it's true. Part of it's true. I'm happy. I'm very, very happy. But control, you know, you get a little bit, and then they take a little bit away from you. It's all a matter of checks and balances.
Johnny asked her about her marriage. Her answer caught him completely off guard.
Every time I used to play Las Vegas, I'd see these 24-hour wedding chapels and music extra and so forth. Is that what did you?
Yeah. Well, we just had to get married. We were like in a fever to get married, and so. So we got in the car, and I told everyone on Friday that I was getting married, and they said, "Oh, when? How nice, when?" I said, "Oh, tomorrow."
She made it sound funny, but underneath it, she meant every word.
I was a week to myself, even though I was working. So
that's smart.
I get a week here, and he gets a week there. And
that's smart. Are you a good mother?
I'm a brilliant mother. I am completely brilliant. Yeah. I am so brilliant. It's like I was born for this. I really was. I never knew.
Role, huh?
16 years after Johnny first heard that voice, it could still do this to a room.
Yeah.
How are you, love?
Very well. Good to see you.
That was only one side of her. What came next was something else entirely. It was 1991. Bette Midler was one of the biggest stars in the world. But on this particular night, she found a new way to surprise Johnny Carson.
Auto-titzling inventor and Kraut had nothing to get very worked up about. His inventions were failures, his future seemed bleak. He fled to the opera at least twice a week.
Even after all of these years, she could still make Johnny completely lose it.
Dynamically, this girl was a mess. Otto eyeballed the diva, lying comatose among reeds, and he suddenly felt the fire of inspiration surge through his bones. He ran to his workshop where he fussed and fussed and fussed.
And just when the moment seemed complete, she found one more way to top it all.
Slavely, until finally one night, in the wee hours of morning, Otto arose from his workbench triumphant. Yes, he had invented the world's first over-the-shoulder boulder holder. Hooray!
For 20 years, she'd walked onto that stage and made it unforgettable. But there was still one thing left to say. May 1992. It was Johnny's second to last show, and Bette Midler came back with something in her mind.
Midler, how are you?
You like my outfit?
I think it's...
Yes.
Yes,
Well,
yes, I do.
How
That's a fashion statement.
Thank you. I was the last one out of Fredericks of Hollywood before they torched it. I ask you, now who would set fire to a bunch of brassieres here?
Before the world knew her, what she did to make it happen was pure Bet.
I was so
You
desperate.
auditioned for this show.
I
You were
did.
working, I'll tell you where you were working. You were working at a place called the Continental Baths
That's
in
right.
New York.
That's right. When I was also working with Bud Friedman. He was my manager at the time.
Right.
I was so desperate to get onto your show that I used to run up to your office and I used to drop other people's 8x10s off, hoping that you would. I sent you an 8x10 of Barbara Lamar.
The audition that changed her life. She'd never forgotten a single detail of it.
I was wearing a thrift store outfit. I was wearing a brown velvet dress.
Right.
And the thing ripped right across, a horizontal rip right across the seat as I got out of the car. And Bud Friedman was my manager. I said, Bud, for God's sake, give me your jacket. He said, no, what about my dignity?
And then she stopped. She had something she needed him to hear.
As I was saying.
Yeah, as you were saying.
As I was saying that, I was so fatoutsed. I was so freaked out that I wasn't going to get everything out that I wanted to say to Mr. Carson on this most auspicious occasion that I sat down the other day and I tried to make some coherent sense out of my thoughts. Because this is important to me and I have a lot to say, and I know that most women in America...
She called it a little letter. Johnny had no idea what was coming.
I thought that was pretty sweet, guys. You made me watch you. I didn't want to do it. Jack Parr had put me through it. You made me watch you. I love the jokes you're flogging when you are monologuing. I watched your hair turn slowly from and the band. Well, maybe I'm just being selfish, because after all, my life is going to change the most. I mean, how am I going to get by without you? You sexy thing. Your charm, your wit, your talent, your civility.
That moment was just for them.
They're both war songs, I think.
Yes, they are both war songs. But somebody already sang I'll Be Seeing You, that's right.
Well, you can't
I sing a chorus of maybe I should have saved those leftover dreams. Funny, but here's that rainy day. Here's that rainy day they told me about.
20 years of gratitude and one final way to say it all.
I can't believe it. The last guest, the last fool, Mr. Carson, will have to suffer gladly. You are the wind beneath my wings. Oh, well, he is. We're drinking, my friend, to the end.
For everything he had given her, this was her thank you, and it was everything. Johnny Carson saw something in Bette Midler in 1972 that the rest of the world spent 20 years discovering. She never forgot what that felt like. And when the time came to say goodbye, she made sure he knew it.